It is football season, so what better on a football Sunday than a super extra crispy wing? Hey guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom, back to share a product review along with a really delicious recipe today. So Kasori reached out to me and asked me if I would be willing to review their fryer. And honestly, I was all about it and on board as soon as they reached back out to me, because Kasori is the brand of pressure cooker that I use. And if you guys have been watching me for any length of time, you know that I use my pressure cooker actively, and I have really enjoyed it. Like, it has allowed me to cook so many recipes and learn so many new things, and it's super easy to use. I've had no issues with it and no complaints. I've really enjoyed it. So when they said, hey, do you want to try out our air fryer? I was like, yes, I'm all about it. So I received it, and when I took it out of the box, I was like immediately overwhelmed. I love the look of it. It's sleek and streamlined. Like, even if you wanted to leave it out, it's good and diesel, where I know it would be able to handle tons of food. It's super easy to use, even easier than the pressure cooker. They've really just upgraded while making this. And I was more excited to use this because I already have an air fryer. I have the New Wave, which, if you know anything about air fryers, New Wave is like the one that's on all the infomercials and all of that. And my mom purchased me that for Christmas 2 years ago. I'm not impressed, you guys. I have every device known to man that goes inside of it to make the different things, and I can make some French fries that taste halfway decent and all of that. But the key to me, if you could eliminate oil, the key to an air fryer is eliminating oil. So if you want to eliminate that fry element, you want to still have that feel, that texture of oiliness on your fingertips, on your lips. That's what tells the mind that you're eating fried food. So if you want to dupe your mind and still eat something that's delicious and still feels fried and not like baked in the oven, that's kind of what I was going for with this air fryer. And I have tried everything in the New Wave, and like, I don't know, stuff's come out edible, but it's definitely a transition, because in getting that, I got rid of my regular deep fryer, and I miss that mouth feel of that texture of the oil and the grease that you get from eating a French fry. But of course you want to eliminate the fat content and you want to eliminate the unhealthiness. Wait till I show you making these wings. I've already cooked in this thing before. I'm filming this after. I'm going to say, I was going to film this clip before, and I'm so glad I waited for after to be able to tell you right off the bat, right now, getting into this thing. Wait till you see how crispy these wings came out. You guys, it's like lifting it out of a fry basket. My fingers still had that greasy texture to it, but it wasn't. It was just the juice of the chicken and the breading that we used. So I'm gonna take you guys down to the counter. I'm gonna show you how to use this machine, and then we're gonna cook some wings in it. I am so stoked. Okay, you guys, so here it is, the new air fryer by Kasori. I absolutely love the look of this thing. As soon as I took it out of the box, I was immediately impressed. It almost looks textured like a smoky gunmetal. I really love the look of it. It's very streamlined, so if you want to leave it out on your countertop all the time and you have the space, you could. And I love the touch screen. I feel like, to me, that just makes it. And when I pushed the button and saw how bright it was, I had to switch from my camera to my cell phone so that I can tone down the light of the screen a little bit and be able to show you guys some of the functions. So I'm going to go over really quick what some of the buttons do. So that is your bacon button, a preheat button, which I love, your regular fish or shrimp, your meat and chicken, and then over here you have a defrost function, a French fry function, regular vegetables and root vegetables, bread and cake. How awesome is that, you guys? And then a keep warm function, which is probably my favorite function of this whole fryer, because nothing ever cooks all exactly at the same time. And then you can self adjust your temp and time, and then that is the play button, which I actually love the look of the play and pause. I feel like nowadays in the digital world, we recognize that play and pause button better than an on or off switch. And now I want you to see how diesel the inside of this thing is. Look at this basket. You could easily hold a couple of bags of French fries in this thing. I put all the wings in this thing and still had tons of room. And then the basket lifts out, and down below you have the pan that you would cook some other things in if you didn't necessarily need the basket, like a cake or bread. I love that it's also like a convection oven, which just makes the purchase of this multifunctional. It's not just a air fryer. So I really, really love that. It makes purchasing a device like this, especially since it's oversized, worth it, because it does more than just that. So now I'm going to show you guys how to make some wings in here. Overwhelmingly impressed by these wings. They give you a big recipe book. Like, this book is super huge, you guys. Like, I was very impressed by all the recipes that were in here. And what I like the most about the recipes is how they're structured. So I'll show you guys that in a second. They even give you like a little cheat sheet on going over all of your presets, which I love that. Everything's broken down into categories. Everything looked so delicious in that cookbook that I want to make everything in there. But I decided to make wings first. I mentioned in the earlier clip that wings is what makes or breaks me for a fryer. So if you can get a nice crispy wing out of an air fryer and eliminate the grease, I just feel like that's a game changer for me. So here I have some chicken wings. The recipe called for 1.5, but this is about 2 pounds, which is the smallest or closest measurement I can find to what they were asking for. Then here is some cornstarch, some Parmesan cheese, some garlic powder, salt and pepper, and cooking spray to spray the inside of the basket, and then a bowl and fork to mix the ingredients. So this is garlic Parmesan wings. We're going to end up mixing all of the ingredients in the bowl and then just dredging the chicken through and sticking it in the fryer. So the first instruction was to preheat. I did not realize how important it was to preheat the air fryer, and I've never preheated my original air fryer. So this says prep time is 5 minutes and cook time is 25 minutes. So it says to select the preheat on the Cosori air fryer and adjust it to 380 degrees, and we're going to let it preheat for 5 minutes. So while it's preheating, we're going to go on to the next step, and look how they break the steps down. I love how the first words are in bold. So it's almost a trigger for your brain what the next step is without even reading the entire instruction. So I absolutely love that. So now the next step is to combine all of our ingredients, and it's pretty much just dump and go because I've already measured them out. It was a couple of tablespoons of garlic powder, a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch, 4 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, and then just some salt and pepper. This was probably the best combination of wings I've ever had. I didn't even know that that cornstarch and the Parmesan cheese and the garlic would almost make a breading. It was so good that I did not anticipate how delicious it was going to be, and I feel like making wings from this point on just may be a huge game changer for me. So once I ended up mixing up all the ingredients, and then the next step was to dredge the chicken in the mixture. So I just went ahead and did that. I was actually pretty impressed at how well the mixture stuck to the chicken without doing any kind of wet component first. I've never really bread anything like that before, but the cornstarch really helped make the garlic and the Parmesan cheese stick to the wings really well. So now the next step is to take the cooking spray and spray the inside of the basket, and I wish somebody would have told me to do that in my New Wave. The New Wave says if you're cooking anything in the air fryer, you should just toss it in a little bit of oil first before you put it in there. You would toss the french fries in that oil first and then put it in here, but the Kasori's instructions were to spray with cooking spray, and I had no idea how much that was going to be key. So I loaded all of the wings in there, and then I pushed the chicken preset and start. At the halfway point, they suggest that you flip them, and when I opened this up even halfway through, I was so impressed at how crispy that they already looked. And look how crispy that they look at their final point. Blown away, you guys. Like, this is a wing that looks like it came out of the fryer. It was dripping with juice, so juicy, so crispy, so delicious. Like I mentioned, this was a huge game changer for me. I wish the camera would have focused a little bit more, or that I would have noticed while I was filming that you can't really see the greasiness on my fingertips, but I wanted you guys to be able to see how amazing that these wings came out as if they were in a deep fryer. I just couldn't explain how awesome that it was to have that fried mouth feel and that crispiness and everything of a chicken wing and have it technically be baked. Just blown away, you guys. So if you guys are interested in this Kasori air fryer, they gave me a $10 off promo code for each size that they offer. They have 2 different sizes, so I will have them both linked below in the description box if you guys want to check them out. If you're in the market for an air fryer, if you want one for a Christmas present, I highly recommend this, you guys. You know how I am about food, and I am wicked passionate when it comes to how things cook, and I am so impressed, and that is my true, honest opinion. So thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, especially if you love you some fried crispy chicken wings, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.